What's up, guys? That really gross guy here. We are back to talk about TennoCon 2025, and I was fortunate enough to have gone to the event itself, and very fun. And especially the concert was phenomenal. Phenomenal. I highly suggest that if any of you have the opportunity to check out the live streams, or I think there is a live stream oriented for the concert as well. I highly suggest checking those out. They're very good. But for the most part, what I want to do is I want to do a video about the reveals and whatnot that we saw at TennoCon, especially oriented around the gameplay stuff. But for this video specifically, we're going to go over everything in a broad stroke and talk about all the, the smaller bits, and then kind of slightly touch base on the gameplay side of things. But I want to do a separate video where we go through the gameplay and talk about what we see, and maybe do a little bit of speculation and whatnot. But very excited about that. And of course, Soulframe also had its time to shine, and they had their gameplay portion, and they did their little dev stream or whatever with some other little tidbits. But especially during the gameplay was a vast improvement over what we saw previously. I'm very excited. I played Preludes way back, and the last time I played it was just before the last wipe. So I want to go back through and do a new player experience on that, and kind of get my feet wet again with TennoCon, with Soulframe, and kind of jump into that, do some gameplay, and I'll start kind of keeping you guys updated on Soulframe as it develops as well. So very excited. But that'll be another video talking about the gameplay and the updates and all that good stuff, because the last time we talked about it was when there was a little bit of controversy around it, and I mentioned how they needed to do a few things to really improve and kind of bring this more polish and whatnot, and it sounds like they've done a ton of that and then some. So very excited. So anyways, jumping on in, when it comes to the reveals at TennoCon, the big major one is going to revolve around Tau. Tau is another solar system that we supposedly attempted to travel to at some point in time, and it went horribly wrong. I don't necessarily have to or want to, get too detailed about all that, in case some people really want to experience, for some reason you haven't experienced the story all the way up until that point. We'll just talk about how the fact that they attempted to get to Tau, and it did not go very well, and it sounds like some of the stuff we thought we knew is not exactly the truth, and we're going to learn more about that when it comes to the upcoming cinematic episode, which should be the first episode leading into this new cinematic quest series, which will revolve around Tau, it sounds like. But the first one will be called The Old Peace, and that is going to be revolving around being in Tau, and I'm really excited about this as well. And the idea behind, we're going to learn a lot more about the sentience and how they're not just tools or weapons. They have obviously sentience, but they, we have conversations with them and maybe even befriend them like they're, I don't know, just another humanoid / whatever. I don't know, just friendship, relationship. Anyways, and the Orican and some lore with them. It's very cool. This sounds like we're going to attend an academy as an operator. I'm still not sure if I can technically consider them a Tenno at this point in time in the lore or series. If you guys understand why I'm calling them an operator versus a Tenno, maybe there's something there. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but the idea is that we operate a Warframe, and we have a companion named Adis, which is a sentient, which goes out on the battlefield and seems to help the other sentients as like a medic or something, and I'm assuming has full battle capabilities because the introduction to this quest revolved around Ada's piloting like a mecha sentient, which was badass. But we'll check that out in the gameplay trailer. But we're going to learn more about Orkin, we're going to learn more about sentience, and we even might learn a little bit more about like the early Grineer when they were foot soldiers or they were completely under the command of the Orkin, because we have Grineer guards and stuff protecting what this, I think it's an academy for the operators and the sentients. And they're guards. There's soldiers outside during the gameplay portion. There's a commander we come across that seems to be a more decorated Grineer, some kind of commander. And they just look unique to the other ones, so that's interesting. They might be a named NPC that we interact with, maybe a merchant or a quest giver or something, but very cool. And I'm super stoked because I love the Orkin and their crazy god complex kind of mentality and how they think they're better than everybody, and they don't, everybody else is inferior to them. And obviously that appears to kind of show through with the idea that they're, especially in the trailer, the dude's like, it's a hologram or something, but he's like, I don't know, 50 feet tall, something crazy. Really, really big. And yeah, anyways, super excited about that. So outside of Tau, I guess we'll jump into a few of the other small things. The idea is that cinematic quest should be coming sometime this fall. Hopefully it doesn't get delayed, but the idea is that that gameplay portion that we saw will likely be able to have and interact with this fall. But the Tau system, whether it be full open space, who knows what it's going to look like. But the Tau system won't be coming until next year sometime. No specific details on time frame, but 2026. It's a little bit of a bummer, but we expect them to kind of have to lead into Tau, and we don't even know how we're getting there. We do see in the gameplay trailer that we almost like almost like Stranger Things version of like lay in the water, and Lotus helps us kind of mentally travel to Tau, but who knows if that's just a dream state or a whatever, because it seems like they're memories in some way, shape, or form. But the idea is that sounds like at some point we're going to actually physically go there. I don't know. Yeah, so going away from that big gameplay kind of section, we will talk about some of the, smaller things. Dog Days is coming back August 6th, so look forward to that. That is going to be, it's going to give us a staff that looks like a pool noodle, which is just, I don't know, I think it's great. It's going to bring back some of the older rewards as well, like the Sokatron, and there was something else in there. I forget off the top of my head. Some of those floaty balls and all that stuff are coming back, so that sounds good. And it seems like they're going to be a little bit cheaper. A lot of people fail to get the rewards, so maybe they're trying to make it a little easier for people, but that's cool. Speaking of skins, Valkyr Heirloom is coming out tomorrow. If this video does make it out on the 20th, then it's tomorrow. If this comes out on the 21st, today, Valkyr Heirloom is going to be a thing. I'm going to be doing a video on that because I'm stoked. Valkyr is awesome. She got a rework. Some people don't think she's awesome anymore. I don't think most people think that. She's great. I'm excited about it. She looks phenomenal, and I'm excited to jump on in and see how she looks for research purposes. But yeah, and I guess if you don't know, if you have registered for Soulframe this weekend, which might be by the end of the 20th, it sounded like, if you have registered for Soulframe, you should have gotten an email to allow you to get in. They open the doors briefly for everybody that's registered, and they're going to slam shut when the weekend is over, and they're going to go back to trickling some people in. So check it out. Check it out. Yeah. They're talking about they're going to do a little bit of traveling this year for conventions. And they did mention that if you are interested in going to a Tenno VIP deal and you want to, meet the devs and some of the devs and, just, I don't know, live it up in which I highly suggest if you can make it to one of these. They're going to London, England. They're going to Cologne, Germany, I believe. Cologne. Tokyo, Japan, of course. And Calgary, which is another part of Canada, somewhere far away from where they are now. Anyway, so there you have it. Soulframe, man, it seems to be coming a long way. It's great. There is a tabletop Starfinder crossed with Warframe deal that's going to happen. That's going to be at Gen Con this year, so that's cool. I'm looking forward to see if they come out with like miniatures or something for Warframe. That would be awesome. I'd love to get my hands on those. Oh yeah, I mentioned Warframe skins, and I didn't even bring up Lavos Deluxe, and it looks freaking awesome. Gives me the Gyre Deluxe like steampunky vibes, except this is more like a chempunk or something. I don't know if that's a thing, but looks absolutely stunning. I'm buying this the day it comes out because I love it. And I've really started to Lavos has started to grow on me. Really, really awesome. Been enjoying him a lot. Speaking of enjoying a Warframe a lot and better, Oberon is garbage. No, he's not garbage, but he needs help. And guess what? He's getting help. They are going to be reworking / just updating Oberon, which I'm super stoked about because I love Oberon. He's really fallen away from kind of meta, and arguably like over half of the Warframes have significant builds that take them into like Steel Path endgame and all that stuff, and Oberon struggles to even Steel Path, really, it seems like. There's a few good builds out there, but nothing that's just like, So hopefully he's going to get a nice polish up and brushed up and becomes significantly better. Sounds like they're going to do some synergy stuff, so I'm stoked about that. And I would love to get back and play Oberon like regularly, because I still play him, but man, does he sometimes feel like there could be more. There could just be more there. Quest-wise, we did talk about, of course, the old piece that is going to be the introduction to Tau, it sounds like. It also seems like there's going to be maybe it's going to actually be part of the old piece, but there's going to be a new quest. I don't know how cinematic it's going to be, or if it's going to be similar to some of the other stuff we've had, where it's a little bit more narrative. But 3 new proto frames. At least we don't know what one of them is. The Devil's Triad is what they're called. So we have Harrow Proto, and we have Wisp Proto. Woo! And we have a new Warframe as well. It's the Devil Warframe. I'm really stoked about that. This is one of the last projects that Minky was working on before he unfortunately passed. And they've tried to keep it as true to Minky's vision, and they've built him and are going to be incorporated it into Warframe here soon. His name's going to be Uriel, and he's going to be what sounds like a heretic against the Orokin Empire, and it sounds like whatever Uriel did got the attention of the Orokin, and they were not too happy, and they did something about it. If you're familiar with Umbra and kind of his story, I'm guessing something along those lines. And we ended up with Uriel. I won't get into specifics in case, once again, you need to play more story. But it sounds like, yeah, these 3 are going to be kind of a pair. And a pair of 3. Is that a thing? Anyways, a triage. Anyways, I'm guessing that they started doing some dark anti-Orokin-y things, and when they noticed the Uriel doing so, they did something about it. And maybe they didn't know about the other 2 protos, but the idea is that these guys are going to have some sort of story that we're gonna get into here shortly, and I'm super excited about that. See what that's all about, especially because obviously we get two beautiful new proto frames. Harrow, which is loved by the community, one of the probably most played Warframes at this point, and almost same thing word for word. Wisp, also one of the most played Warframes for reasons. I'm super excited about that. She looks fantastic, and I'll be picking those up when that comes out for, like I said, research purposes. Anyways, very excited. So there we have it. Another quest. New protos. The third proto frame, I honestly think is going to be Uriel. They just haven't announced that yet. They did show at TennoCon that they had like scripts written for 3 protos, and they were blurred out, so you couldn't tell who they were. But I'm under the impression that because it's a triage and there's 3 new coming, that it's going to end up being the proto for Uriel. I could be wrong. Flare did get their proto immediately, but it is possible that there's a third Warframe that will be tied into this somehow, and we'll see their proto, but I doubt it. Anyways, so yeah, there we have it. Lore stuff on the horizon, quests on the horizon, awesome new deluxe skins on the horizon. There is going to be a new quest revolving around Teshin, which I think is going to give us some more lore, but unfortunately I don't think is going to be like modern Teshin. It's going to be a newer player quest to help teach new players how to mod their warframes and weapons and all that good stuff. So I'm guessing it's going to be a little bit more, I don't want to say generic, but it's going to be for newer players. Older players, I believe, are going to be able to have the chance to play it, of course, but I don't think it's going to be like post New War session, if that makes sense. And Caliban Prime. We all knew Caliban Prime was next, right? It pretty much goes in sequence. So anyways, it looks absolutely awesome. Of course, matching the sentient theme, because Caliban and sentience. So that's cool. He looks awesome. The Syandana or maybe Ephemera that appears to come with him also looks very, very cool. We have a Venato skin, or not skin, Venato Prime. So that looks absolutely awesome. That's the name of it, right? I think that's all. I'm super stoked at the future of Warframe and the future of Soulframe. Holy smokes, does it look great? I have some speculations revolving around the new story and content and all that stuff, but I do want to do that gameplay deal, with you guys and kind of talk it through. So stay tuned for that. I greatly appreciate you guys stopping on by. If you would like to just support the video with a like or comments down below, I would love to hear what you guys think about TennoCon and, anything, any speculations, any just things you're excited about, like freaking Wisp Proto. That's awesome. Or you're just super edgy and you want that Devil Frame. I don't blame you. Looks awesome. Anything you want to discuss down in the comments, I greatly appreciate. I appreciate you guys watching the video. Yeah. I think that's all. I appreciate you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed and hope to see you guys again with some of these other update videos and stuff coming out. Soulframe. Soulframe. I'm gonna do more of that. See you guys next time. Blah.